sir. Just 1 minute.
Another madam, sometimes like to mail in my mail, that is, what it is, Dr. Pompey Das.
Yes, Pompey Ghosh.
Pompey Ghosh.
I am Pompey Ghosh.
Oh, you are Pompey Ghosh. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay,
I am Pompey.
okay, sir. And Devobrata Das?
And Devobrata Das, and he will come later. I am in this introductory session, and then he will take the charge of next session, sir. Okay.
Okay.
So, good evening. Welcome one and all in this virtual meeting room for the Environment and Development Webinar Series 2 and Lecture 9. Today's topic is something that is most essential for every citizen of India and abroad. And the topic is converting waste to wealth. Today's speaker is Professor Navakumar Mondal from University of Burdwan, West Bengal. We are towards the end of the NDEV Series 2. After completion of NDEV 1 series, this is our second series. After 10th lecture, we will end this series. Now this is the time to look back. That is our motto and webinar committee members and organizers. I am Dr. Pompey Ghosh. Assistant Professor of Botany, Shiva Bharati Mahavidyalaya, Kapgari, Jhargram, West Bengal, and Dr. Devobrata Das, Associate Professor of Botany, Government General Degree College, Lalgড়, Jhargram, West Bengal, in collaboration with the NGO, that is Drishtikon Organization, Pashpura, is organizing such types of webinars on each and every Saturday on environment and biodiversity to disseminate knowledge among students, educationists, and everyone through virtual mode on voluntary basis. Today, Dr. Das will introduce our respected resource person, Dr. N.K. Mondal, and after 1 hour talk, 10 minutes discussion and question answer session will be held. After that, Dr. Das, our coordinator of this webinar committee, will announce about our next program, and Professor Vidyanath Jha, retired principal and professor of botany, LN Mithila University, Darbhanga, Bihar, will give vote of thanks. So, Dr. Das, I would like to request you to introduce our today's resource person, Dr. Das. Dr. Das.
Thank you, madam. Today's resource person is Dr. Navakumar Mondal. Sir currently holds the position of Professor in Environmental Science, Department of Environmental Science, the University of Burdwan, India. He completed his postgraduate in chemistry from the Department of Chemistry and doctorate degree in Environmental Science from the Department of Environmental Science, the University of Burdwan. Professor Mondal established a resourceful, high-quality environmental chemistry laboratory in the department having quality research instruments. He has published his research work more than 300. Total citations 4400. Reputed international and national journals and research book entitled Intelligent Environmental Data Monitoring for Pollution Management as co-editor. Since date, he guided 17 PhD, among them 14 have been awarded and 3 scholars are ready to submit their thesis, and currently 4 PhD students and 1 DS Kothari PDF scholar are working. Moreover, he also guided more than 60 MSc theses and 2 MPhil fellows. Since today, he had 11 research projects in his name as a principal principal and or co-principal investigator, which amounts more than 1.7 crore from various funding agencies like DST, Government of India, UGC, West Bengal DST, ICAR, ICSSR, BRNS, etc. His primary research interests are adsorption chemistry by low-cost adsorbents, water quality degradation and management in arsenic and fluoride affected areas of West Bengal, indoor air pollution and human health, nanotechnology and mosquito control, mobile tower radiation and human health, and teacher education also. Professor Mondal has delivered several lectures and invited talks and keynote addresses in national and international conferences of high repute. He had chaired various international and national seminars and conferences. He served as coordinator of UGC-sponsored various refresher courses and also secretary member of West Bengal DST-sponsored Science Congress. Professor Mondal has served editorial board member, editorial advisory committee member, etc. or various journals. Such journals are like International Journal of Applied Nanotechnology, Archives of Environmental Science and Environmental Technology, Biochemistry and Analytical Science and Social Sciences. He has been nominated as a reviewers of reputed publications house, that is very famous and prestigious Elsevier, Springer, Taylor and Francis, and so on. So this is the short CV of Dr. Mondal. The topic of today's presentation is converting waste to wealth. So now I would request Professor Mondal to deliver your presentation. Sir, all are eagerly waiting here. Now the session is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Dan. And thank you, Dr. Ghosh, and other respected teachers, research scholars, students. It's my presentation is displaying now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I hope that many of you college students also. Is there any college student? Hello? Is there any college student?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's my request to everyone that during my presentation, I have to, speak something. But if you feel any difficulties, you can unmute yourself and raise your question. Okay? Actually, the topic which we have considered, that is converting waste to wealth. So before starting my lecture, once again, I'd like to express my deep sense of gratitude to Dr. Devobroto Das and Dr. Pompey Ghosh, because they are approaching to me to discuss about any topic related to this biodiversity, waste, pollution, etc. So thank you, ma'am, thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to share my views with the wider audience so that they can learn little bit about my thought, about my research, about my future planning. like to display some of my thoughts, which is absolutely based on this waste minimization or the conversion of waste to some other form so that it can be usable. And that is why I have taken the nomenclature that is converting waste to wealth. But you don't feel that wealth means, it does not indicate any money like that, but somehow we are trying to minimize this waste which is generated from our daily activities. We are generating a huge amount of waste. I hope that you know Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, they have already given that the 0.7 kg of waste are generated per day per person. Mind it, 0.7 kg of waste is generated per day per person as per the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. They have mentioned this. And this amount, 0.7 kg of waste, which is almost 6 times with respect to waste generated as, in the year of 1999. So that was in the 1999, which is now, the figure is almost 6 times to reach it 0.7 kg. So that is about 160 or 170 gram per day per person in 1999. Now it is within this 21 years gap, or 20 years gap, the waste is like that 0.7 kg per day per person. And this is, the figure may not be static, it is a really dynamic in one, and it can increase day by day because our lifestyle is changing day by day. So definitely our waste generated per head per person per day will be much high. At present it is as calculated by Ministry of Environment and Forest Climate Change. They have already estimated the weight is 0.7 kg per day per person. Now the question is that, what is the way out? Because one day will come when the amount of waste will cover the entire globe, and the all animals, including the human beings, they may be submerged inside this waste. Can you imagine? If you are not trying to utilize that waste, if you are not able to convert this waste to other forms, that waste may cover the entire world, and the all animal and all human beings, all animal kingdom will be submerged. Then that is really a problem, and that is why, the central government's already taken some initiatives. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So, keeping in mind the, gravity of this situation, the government's already taken some steps. And there, our Prime Minister told that we have to keep in mind a best mantra, that is 3
You are in first slide.
Yeah, this is first slide.
Okay, sir. Okay.
It is not, the slide is not important. Logic.
Yes, I know, sir, but
So, yes, that is good.
Okay,
Thank you
sir.
very much. Thank you very much. Actually, I am not moving the slide. Actually,
Okay,
I want to say that why we have to consider this topic is most important. Okay, that's why I like to say something about that.
okay,
Okay.
sir.
So, if we recall these 3R principles, that is reduce, reuse, and recycle. I like to use it. That means reduce. Is it visible? What I am written? Is it visible?
No, sir.
First slide. It's the first slide. You
No,
are first.
it's first slide, but I am
Ah,
writing.
yes, it is visible. It is
Yeah.
visible. First slide.
Yeah. So reduce, reuse, and recycle. So this is 3R. So everybody keep in mind that these 3R is the main mantra. Now the mechanism, we have to develop some mechanism, how we can reduce it, how we can reuse it, how we can recycle it. If we follow these 3R, and in every cases, it may not be possible to utilize all these 3R. Maybe only one, it may be reuse, maybe reduce, maybe you reduce and reuse, maybe reuse and recycle. You may use this so that you can minimize or you can convert this waste. That is why these 3R principles is very important. I know that many professors, many teachers, many school teachers, many college teachers, many university teachers, many students, right now they are observing and they are listening this lecture. But it's my request to everyone, please, start to think in this way that what should be the best mechanism to solve your current problem. Okay? So keep in mind that this reduce, reuse and recycle, these 3R principles we have to use. Now come to this point. I am visualizing that this slide. Is it slide is moving? Hello?
No, sir. No.
No, sir.
Still, it is first slide.
Still it is not slide. Just a minute.
Yes. This is second slide.
Yes.
But sir, given full slide mode, that will
Oh,
be better.
yes. So whenever in my device it shows a full screen, okay? Anyway, just a minute.
But
I have to change it. Just a minute.
notes, comments, and then
Can I show the entire screen?
no, sir.
No, sir.
Your screen gone. Okay, sir. Present it again.
Now is it displaying?
Yes, sir. It's coming. Yes. It is full slide mode, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm showing here that is some of the waste. I'm showing here some of the waste. Anybody can say that what is the weight in first picture that is in first block? Anybody? Please, very quickly.
Plastic waste.
Yeah, it's a lots of waste mixed together. Maybe the plastic is also there, and it is just like maybe a municipal solid waste like type of dumping. Municipal solid waste type of dumping center, isn't it? Now, can you recognize the second one?
biodegradable.
Organic waste.
It's a vegetable or fruit.
Organic or vegetable.
Yeah. We will go to the molecular this type of waste in each and every day, isn't it? So this vegetable waste. Well, and the third block, anybody?
E-waste.
In third block,
E-waste.
yeah, there is some waste. It may be from some electronic gadget. It may be from television. It may be maybe a transistor, or it may be in waste mobile, whatever is that. That is in motherboard. So it is in a nutshell we call it is e-waste. I'll come to that point later on. E-waste. Even suppose you are remodeling your house. Okay. So what you can do, you can removing all the wear. So wearing you can change it. So new wear there, or you're wearing there is some faulty electric wear. So you can remove that and install new one. That is also under the purview of this e-waste. Okay. So we see that it is a municipal waste. We see that it is a vegetable or fruit waste. And Madam told that it is a organic waste. I'll come to that point. Organic waste. Okay. So organic waste are those which can be degraded. I'll come to that. Well, now what is in fourth block? In my lecture,
Medical waste.
Biomedical.
yeah, it's a biomedical waste.
Biomedical.
Yeah, it's a biomedical waste. So, please don't mind. It's my habit that when I am habituated with this online teaching learning process, I like to involve my students in knowledge so that each and every point I try to interact. So please, anyone or more than one, you can just respond against my question. Okay? So that I feel that yes, my students, my listeners, or the students are listening my lecture. Okay? Please don't mind. Please don't mind. So this is a biomedical waste. Okay? Biomedical waste. Biomedical waste. Well, now this is a new type of waste. Anybody can guess it? Anybody can guess it? And I have already mentioned it's a new type waste.
The plastic ones?
Yes, you are trying. Very good. Your name,
PPE kit.
your name, please.
PPE kit.
Dr. Mandal, Shukla Mandal Shaha.
Yeah, you are
Sir,
from.
COVID related injections, all those.
Well, no. I'm not just trying to get the exact answer. But the man told that it may be a plastic waste. So first of all that.
Yes,
Because we don't know what is there.
yes.
We don't know what is there. But according to the color, the coloring, you see red and yellow color, even it is not under the purview of a black color or like that, which is very much applicable in the biomedical waste. I will come to that point. Blue color, black color, red color, yellow color, plastic, which is extensively used in the biomedical waste. However, that yellow and red, when it is, we are considering these, particularly these two colors, along with some green color. Remember, this is the COVID waste. Ma'am? Now it is okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, it's a COVID waste. And this is really, we are facing a tremendous problem from this COVID coronavirus. So it's a new sort of waste, and somebody are trying to say that it's a PPT kit or like that. It's not only PPT kit, ma'am. There may be a glove, there may be a face mask, there may be a mask, there may be PPT kit. So all sorts of which is associated, which is required for to fight against the COVID. Okay. So in a nutshell, we must say it is a COVID waste. So it's very recent, and we have to, researchers should think that how we can minimize this waste, how we
explain.
Yeah, yeah. Let us see that what is this. And I have no hesitation to express myself that it is the result of my student. I just presenting this, lecture that what is waste, how we can utilize this waste in my class. But then and there, my student think in this way, sir, is it possible to convert this and this, this and this, and ultimately we can do this? And what is that? I will come to that. Can you guess something this? Can you guess something this? This last picture? Okay, please don't take too much time. If you are not to that, then you can say, okay sir, we are not in a position to
Copper wire and
yes. That's enough. That's enough. That's enough. You see, this is basically the extraction of copper. You see in this beaker, that is the extraction of copper. Okay? And this extraction of copper from the waste ware or faulty ware. Okay? Now what we can do is, because you know that ware has copper, because copper is conducting, so in a faulty ware we have to collect that copper from the faulty ware and we convert this copper to copper sulfate crystal. Okay? Now the question is that how we can utilize it. Remember, copper sulfate is basically used to kill the insect, and that is why when we preparing glue, deliberately we are putting some kind of copper sulfate there, because it can act as an insecticide. Okay? At the same time, suppose you are in a college or in a school or in a university or in a research laboratory. Okay? You need not to purchase copper sulfate from the open market. You can prepare this copper sulfate from the waste copper. Is it not a easy process to convert this copper ware to convert the copper sulfate? And absolutely, the waste can be utilized in this way. And I have no hesitation to express myself that this particular task is exhibited by MSc students. I'm really proud of it. Obviously, she has taken guidance from me that how we can proceed, what should be the steps like that. I am guided her, and ultimately she is executing that the copper ware, that is waste copper ware, can be converted to a copper sulfate. It's simply a class 9 reaction. To convert this. So my motto is that, remember, whatever the waste in and around yourself, you have to think about that. How you can convert this waste and to use in a valuable form, or to use it to use in a appropriate place. Let us come to another example. Anybody can say what is this?
hair waste after haircut all the waste is-
So, yeah, they are cutting. So it is in saloon, or ladies are going to your beauty parlor, isn't it? And although in beauty parlor lot of activities are there, along with there is something to cut down their hair. And when we are going to saloon, we are also cut down our hair. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
yes sir.
But you don't hair, animal hair. I have a lot of research work. I'll come to that point. So this keratin, lot of pharmaceutical industry also playing with this keratin because they are developing a different coloring agent, dyeing. They are producing some sort of instrument by which your hair will be straight, your hair will be curled, only due to keratin. But just think in this way, that how much valuable material we are wasting. At the same time, the person who is engaged in the salon or in beauty parlor, every day they are collecting these and dump into a bucket and throwing it into the waste box. But if you go to the analyze of that, you can see that how much percentage of carbon is there. What is the percentage of carbon in here? Look at this, anybody can just spell out. How much? How much carbon in here? Hello?
45%. You read 45%.
So 45%, can you imagine? Can you imagine that how much amount of carbon we are wasting? You see, apart from carbon, you see that oxygen 28%, nitrogen 15% nitrogen. 15% is there. Why you are going to, purchase the fertilizer from the market? It's not possible to use this hair as a fertilizer because 15% nitrogen is there. Scientists are not sitting in their closed room. They are constantly trying. Okay? On the basis of this information only. So, dear students, dear participants, dear teachers, please think in this way, that whether we can utilize this material, because it has so beautiful, so resourceful material, which may be utilized in the different purposes. I'll come to that point. How you can utilize it in your research, in your current problem, to solve this current problem earlier that hair is a keratin. Now what is that? Those are biology students, they know very well. Those are science background, they know very well. The keratin having this, this sulfur link. All sorts of mechanisms, all sorts of beauty are due to this sulfur bond. আমাদের হেয়ারে গরুর লোমে, ছাগলের লোমে, fur of goat, তোমার হচ্ছে যে আমাদের মাথার চুল, যে কোনো hairy substance is a keratin, full of keratin. And remember, this keratin having this sulfur link. So whatever you are doing is due to this sulfur link. What we are doing, this is the picture right now displaying in your computer. That is a scanning electron microscopy picture of hair. Just have a look that although we are moving our hands on our hair, we feel that it is smooth at all. It's smooth at all, but it is not really smooth at all. It is just like a layer-like structure. Look at this. So, and this entire molecular structure depends on this keratin. And this keratin is the main molecule of our hair. Now, see, how many of you recognize this picture? How many of you recognize this picture? I just make a tick marks here. What is that?
Hair straightener.
Hair straightener. Who are you?
Sir,
Please, your name please.
I am Pompey Ghosh, organizer, sir.
Oh, sorry. Okay, no
Okay,
problem.
sir.
Okay, no problem.
I am listening your talk very.
Yeah. It's a hair straightener. A man is correctly mentioned that it is a hair straightener. Why? Because we are using this straightener and it is nothing but it is run by the electricity to make it hot. The plate can be heated. This plate inside there and this plate is heated, and the heated plate, our hair will be placed in between these two plates, and to make the pressure on them, and our hair will be straight at all. Suppose you are trying to make your hair curly at all. Only you can use this straightener to apply some heat so that your hair will be curly in nature. Now the question is that why this is? Who can give the answer? Anybody can give the answer? Why our hair can transform this different shape by applying heat? That is because of
Sulfur.
yeah. So only we are playing this sulfur linkage. At the same time, you see, in the lower part of this photograph, you see, what is this?
Curling of hair.
No.
Hair color.
Yeah, you are using dye, hair color. It is available in the market. Different companies, different trademarks is there. Sometimes you are interested to transform your hair is a gray hair. Sometimes you want to transform your hair is a bright red color, or like this. So what is the beauty behind this? Only you are playing this sulfur. So whenever you are using some sort of hydrogen peroxide which can bleach your hair, that means you are trying to modify this sulfur link. So the main mechanism, main mystery is behind that. agree to waste your hair? Because we are using our hair, see, already I have mentioned in my slides that hair having a 15% nitrogen. I hope you agree with me.
Yes.
15% nitrogen. And at that time I told that why you are wasting your hair. The scientists are not sitting in their room. Scientists are not sitting in their closed room. They are constantly working. They think that yes, this hair can be utilized as a fertilizer because it's full of nitrogen. It has a sulfur. So why you are going to purchase fertilizer from the market? You see, it's not my publication. It's not my publication that I have extracted this publication from somewhere else, where the scientists clearly mentioned that scientists extract biofertilizer from human hair because they are trying to utilize this. My motto is that whatever you are thinking your waste, whatever you are thinking your waste it is, but it's not really waste at all. It can be utilized in different purposes, but you have to think in a very judicious, in a very logical way, so that your waste can be utilized. Your waste can be utilized. So this is the example of here, which can be used. Another branch of scientists, although we are also doing some research in this line also, what is that? Suppose somebody are smoking, and there is some sort of cancer because the nicotine which present in the stomach, in this smoking, during smoking nicotine can oxidize, and that nicotine product it goes inside the body. It can create a lot of components starting from the carbon monoxide to polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon, and all this nicotine, coating is there. Another product is coating. So all this compound goes inside the body and it can create, because it's a bioactive compound, it can interact with the biological component of our body and it's the cause of cancer, okay? But until and unless you go to the, in vivo test, you may not identify that a person is suffering from cancer or like that. But only your hair test can sufficient to indicate that how much nicotine in your body. So a group of scientists are working that. They are determined. You just look at this title of the work. Determine the hair nicotine concentration in smoking women and children. In smoking women and children, a multi potentiality to use into the in a purification of water. To use that in a purification for the purification of water. So we can purify our water if it is contaminated with this oil only due to that sulfur. Another problem. As we do first locally, what was the local problem? This is our local problem. You know, right now I am in Bardhaman, and our Bardhaman district is a huge contaminated area of arsenic. It's a huge contaminated area of arsenic. Huge contaminated area of arsenic. That arsenic in our underground water. And as you know that arsenic I tried to providing the entire data to the editor. An editor going through the data and surprised, and they told that yes, your paper we will publish. So first of all, you can publish your paper as a letter to the editor because you are getting it in a just a breakthrough type of work, and you just publish it. Then you go to the detailed study, and you may publish your full work in our journal or other journal, no problem. But mind you, this is our problem, and we have formulated. And at the same time, when we are, pumping, so there is a pump, deep tube well, that water is full of arsenic. I just try to visualize it. Suppose you are, running pump into the field, that it is arsenic is coming underground. What is the mechanism behind that? I will give you a complete mechanism of that. But this is the place not like that. We have to focus the problem where the problem lies. This is our local problem. And this arsenic, when it goes to the field, it goes to the right. When this arsenic goes to the, brinjal or, ladies finger, whatever the, we are using in our vegetable field, that all sorts of vegetables are fully contaminated with that. But you are sitting in Kolkata, you are sitting in, far away from the arsenic contaminated water, arsenic contaminated area. You don't worry that because the production in a particular area that definitely goes from one place to another place. So you are waiting that yes, our area is free from arsenic. You not like that. You are consuming that contaminated material which is transported from the somewhere else where it is already contaminated. So it's a real problem. And that is why we are going to an extensive study of that. You see, that what is our thought that we have to use some waste material so that this arsenic can be removed. And we are using some material. You see, our villager in a village area, a lot of neem tree, which is the scientific name is Azadirachta indica. Azadirachta indica. That is neem tree. This neem bark is an excellent performance. You just with the bark dust, you can make a dust of that and put it in your glass of water to make a slurry, filter it, your arsenic will flee. And we are publishing this work excellently. And our thought is that we have to utilize those materials which is no cost or low cost, and that may be overcome our current problem. So this is our we used to remove this. And another work also we using that we remove that arsenic. Okay. Now I will come to this another problem in our locality. In our locality, as I mentioned earlier, that this is fluorosis. In West Bengal, fluorosis is another problem. That in water, if you are having a fluoride, you may not get any color, you may not get any taste, you may not get any smell, but it is also a silent killer. What is happening? That the fluoride has a strong affinity with the calcium. Fluoride has a strong affinity with the calcium. So whenever you are consuming water, suppose you are drinking water by using a glass or like water bottle, that initially water will contact with the teeth first. So this is breakable. That means there is the interaction of that. So to overcome that, this is called dental fluorosis. So this dental fluorosis can be removed by using our, that is also related with the IQ. We have also gone through some of the IQ level of children, because fluoride is also danger. And you see that we have done a lot of work. I will come to some interesting work that is to show you, so that we are generating some waste, but really not this waste at all. You see, what is this picture? What is this picture?
Excel.
So as I mentioned earlier, you are taking, to break down it, to take the inner part and throw it through your window.
Yes.
If I am there, I will catch it. Because I want to Now the question is that, sir, what you can do? Yes, as we have already seen that the fluoride has a strong affinity to bind with the calcium. Fluoride has a strong affinity to bind with the calcium. Then why not we have to prepare a water filter? Water filter by this making some filter bed by this Excel. So really, we are using this Excel. We are using this Excel. A lot of what is there. We are using this Excel. And let us see, it's my Google Scholar. And this is the paper that in 2012, we published this paper in 2012. Right now, if you go to the Google Scholar, in this time, you will get more than 190, citation there. This paper is so interesting. And this waste is utilizing to remove our local problem. And definitely we can demand that we are converting waste to wealth. Okay? So lot of work is there. And even you see that you are purchasing fish from the market, But you are interested to take the fish, but not the fish scale. মাছের আঁশ কিন্তু আপনি চান না, but I am interested to collect this fish scale because fish scale has calcium. So my motto is that to utilize that scale. You see, this time we are using কাতলা অর্থাৎ কাতলা মাছের যে স্কেলটা হয় সেই স্কেলটাকে আমরা ইউজ করেছি to prepare the filter bed so that it can remove fluoride. And it's a very prestigious journal of fluorine chemistry. It is published. So all this material, in the morning time, ma'am, I think it is 8 o'clock, over 8 o'clock. Hello.
Yes, sir. But you continue, sir.
Okay, no problem. No? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You see that this is the waste tea. In the morning, you are habituated to use the tea leaf, put into the hot water to extract the tea, and you are consuming tea. But after that, the residue you are, just throwing. It may be, in your garden, or it may be in your roadside. But this is an excellent material. By using that, we can remove that fluoride. We have done, and this is a 2012 publication. We are publishing. How many of you recognize it? As you are from the Mednipur, or you are from the Mednipur district, or it may be Mednipur.
Narkel Chopra, sir. Narkel Chopra.
Yeah, it's a coconut fiber.
Coconut fiber.
Yeah, coconut fiber. But it's a tremendous potential. And I got excellent, exciting results. See, I have published it. When I use this aluminum impregnated to the coconut fiber, so that it can excellently remove the fluoride. And I like to publish this paper in 2015. I like to publish this 2015. Excellently, this material, although it's not a waste at all, but sometimes we are not taking a special care of that. But really, this material is fibrous compound is there, cellulosic compound is there. That material is wonderful, and it can be used for the preparation to remove the fluoride from our water. But remember, why we are interested in fluoride and arsenic? Because we are suffering from the fluorosis and arsenicosis. I am from the Birbhum district because I am, although I am originated from Mednipur, but I am, staying there due to my father's service. And right now, in Birbhum district, there is a lot of problem of fluorosis. So I see in front of my, I see that the problem, what is that? On the basis of that, I formulate my research. So that is my query. That is my, instruction to all students that whatever you are observing, that should be your topic of research. You see, what is this?
Banana peel, sir. It's a banana peel.
So are you interested to this peel? You have to, remove this peel and take the banana and it can throw into the dustbin.
Yes.
But
Yes.
let us have a look at lot of aerosol for banana peel dust. Only I have to collect this banana peel to make it a dry. After drying, it can be grind by kitchen grinder, and that dry material to put into the filter, fluoride water to filter this. An excellent result I have received. See, even the heavy metal chromium, tannery industry, a lot of chromium is discharging. And that chromium, the heavy metal and chromium 6 is highly toxic and carcinogenic. So that chromium also can remove from the water by using banana peel. You see, so a lot of work. Even we are using some of the dye, paper industry, cotton industry. They are using various type of dye. This is agro dye, and that dye containing water is discharged into the environment. But we are suggesting that, okay, please, don't release this dye-contaminated water. Before releasing this water, you can passing this water through a, banana peel dust bag, so that it can absorb all the dye, and you can release this dye-free water. So that's why the scientists are accepting this work in 2008. How many of you recognize this?
Sir, it's sugarcane.
Sugarcane আছে
Yeah, sugarcane bagasse. It is a waste. We are extracting the sugar juice. We are extracting sugar juice. And the residual part, it is hardly we are using this is as a fuel. As a fuel.
yes
Yeah, but have a look this. I have published in a very prestigious journal of Environmental Biology, where it is in 2013. I published it in 2013. To use this material, it is a cellulosic material. Excellent result I have taken. So we are not in a position. What is this?
The potato.
Potato. And during maturation of potato, we have to pick up the potato, but we don't bother about the potato plant. Are we interested in the potato plant?
no sir
No, sir, no.
Let us have a look this one. Let us have a look this one. We have used the potato plant. Just dry it and burn it to get the ash. That ash can be impregnated some aluminium to enhance its efficiency and used to remove the fluoride. So the waste material, which is really waste, sometimes it is kept into the field, and sometimes it can be used for the cattle feed also. But
Yes.
really it's a waste. Really we are wasting day by day this material. It's a valuable material, but we are wasting it. But I am not in a position to waste. Look at this. Again I come back to this here.
yes
As I mentioned that here, that the beauty of the hair is due to the keratin. And I have used this in 2019 and published this. To using this hair as a material which can remove the chromium from the contaminated water of chromium. So tannery water is full of chromium. We can suggest that you can use a hair bed, and the contaminated water should passes through the hair bed, so that all chromium can be absorbed here, and the chromium-free water can be here. You see, how many of you recognize this?
Parthenium, sir.
Parthenium
is true.
Parthenium plant is a culprit. It
Yes.
is notorious. Why? Because it is allergic.
yes
Because it is allergic. But in 2014, I have published that these plant has a tremendous ability. These plant has tremendous ability to produce some nanomaterial. And we are preparing this nanomaterial, silver nanomaterial. By using that nanomaterial, we can kill the mosquito
Kochuripana.
Okay. So somebody know that this is basically Kochuripana, which this Iconia classicae, and that is basically come to our India because of its beautiful color. It is a foreign plant. It is a foreign plant. But this is please unmute. Please unmute.
Srinivas sir, please unmute.
Please unmute. You see, so this is, and due to clogging of, the pond surface, because its growth rate is very high, and as a matter of fact, the aerial oxygen cannot go to the water part, and there is a lack of oxygen, and that's why the pond ecosystem is damaged. There will be no proper growth of fish when this Iconia cassipes is growth properly. So that it's a waste, and that's why sometimes in the farmers they are doing that. They are collecting this material and dumping to the nearby pond. Isn't it?
Yes, yes.
But we are using this material. It has a tremendous capacity to remove the dye. You see, that's Congolese dye. So we can suggest the paper industry. We can suggest the cotton industry. Those are using the huge, toxic dye. And after operation, they are releasing these dyes to the environment. So we are suggesting that no need to the, pure, ICOP filter. You just use this material so that it can remove this dye. So our environment will be more greener one. How many of you recognize this?
Orange peel.
Orange peel.
So you are taking this orange inside your orange, you are taking this, but you don't bother about that peel. But that is absolutely waste. Suppose you are in a moving car, or in train, or in bus, or in college or hostel, that you are taking this inner part, but absolutely you are wasting. But you don't know how much beauty it has. We are using this waste, and we are using this, to remove this phenol from the water. Steel industry, steel plant, huge contaminated, cracking industry, when petroleum oil cracking industry, they are releasing huge phenol containing water that can be, free by using orange peel. So orange peel is a really beautiful material, but it's not a waste at all. So whatever the material we are using, it is, what is this?
Lemon.
Yeah, Mosumbi. This is very similar to the orange. Very similar to the orange,
Yes.
but we are using that. If you go to the market, you can see that there is a different shops are there which can use extracting the juice from the fruit, and after that they are dumping that fruit tree, the extract of the fruit. But we are using that extract of the fruit. Remember, I don't think nothing is waste. Everything can be utilized. What is that?
Onion.
It's an onion, but in the periphery of onion, what is there? Onion.
Onion peels are there. Onion.
Yeah, peels are there. But have you found any use of that peel?
No, sir.
Let us have a look at. We are using this onion peel to remove the nitrate. Our West Bengal, Hooghly district using the highest nitrate, fertilizer. They are using the highest fertilizer in their field. So our underground water is contaminated with the nitrate pollution. We can use this peel to remove this nitrate from the underground water. And I hope many of you know that how much toxic this nitrate, because it can cause a blue baby syndrome. So when the water is contaminated with the nitrate, that nitrate is really dangerous because it can convert nitrate to nitrite, which is immediately combined with hemoglobin, and it can prevent to carry the oxygen. And that's why the baby will be more sufferer if water is contaminated with the nitrate. So when obviously maybe it would be hello. Hello.
Sir, please mute yourself.
You see, the IIT scientists, they developed that the onion peel may be produce electricity. If the piezoelectric properties is there. You know, when you are, observing onion, you see, first you can remove the onion peel. Then you will get a very thin layer, which is wrapped with the onion. That thin layer they are using to generate electricity. Okay, so that waste is not really waste. This is that scientists from the IIT Kharagpur, they have done this excellent job. You see, what is this? Hello?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
What is this?
Cigarette butts.
Yes.
Part.
But, those are smoking. They don't bother about that. They are smoking and after that they are discarding this. But I think that it is not a waste at all. We are putting this waste material into a water so that an extract will produce and that extract can kill the mosquito larva. So no need of all out or good night or like that. Your mosquito larva can kill by using this extract. You just put into the water. That material put into the water. So extracting will get, and you just spray this extract in and around your home where the mosquito can breathe. That larva will totally damage.
Very nice, sir.
Yeah. So that is what. That is what. If you go to the temple, what you can see, the lots of flower is wasting. Lots of flower. If you go to the Kalighat, you can find that every day there is a truck full, huge flower is wasting. But remember, that flower is a wonderful flavonoid compound. Wonderful flavonoid compound. That's why flower is different color. So we are collecting this waste flower to prepare cadmium nanomaterial by using marigold and rose. Only we are using petal extract of marigold and rose to synthesize cadmium nanomaterial, which can be utilized to kill the mosquito larva, because it is one of my favorite area of research. How many of you recognize it? How many of you recognize this tree?
Eucalyptus.
Yes, sir.
Eucalyptus.
It's a eucalyptus tree. Eucalyptus tree, time to time, it can release its bark. Suddenly one day, when I, passed with my bike, I find that some of the bark is, spreaded here and there, near the eucalyptus tree. Then I stopped there. Then I collect this material, carry this material to my lab, and student told me, sir, what you can do this? I told that it's a waste. The plant is, tree is discharging this, and it can break down because it's a biomaterial molecule. It can break down, but it cannot use this material, and definitely we are getting success in the year of 2009. What is this? This is my last slide. I don't want to go no more. I don't want to.
Eatable vegetable. I don't. Its name, sir.
কচু স্যার কচু বাংলায় আমরা বলি কচু
সেটা বাংলায় আমরা বলি কচু।
কচু।
আর মজা করে বলি তোর দ্বারা কিছু হবে না, এটা কচু হবে না।
Colocasia.
Yeah, colocasia. Remember, this colocasia plant has a tremendous ability to produce a silver nanomaterial which can be utilized.
Yes, sir. Arbi.
Yeah.
It is also called Arbi in Hindi.
Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you very much. And by using that material, we are, using the Culex mosquito can, damage by using that nanomaterial. So after my lecture, I hope that many of you thinking like that. Well, sir is telling a lot of things, but is it really, it can be, demonstrated in our laboratory. I must say it is possible if we extend our help one by one, just like this picture. যদি একজন আরেকজনের হাতে কাঁধে হাত দেয়, যদি বলে যে ইয়েস এগিয়ে চলো পারছেন, যদি আমরা এক্সটেন্ড করি, just simply you can coordinate or collaborate, then definitely we will succeed. So I think in our future work we are trying to utilize that thermocol, that is a styrene material, is a lot of material, and recently we are also doing some of the work of plastic bottle, just like my water bottle. Is it visible to you?
Sir.
Yeah. So after 2 months or 3 months we were discarded it, but right now I am not in a position to say, but it is hopefully within a 1 month this paper will publish, that we are converting this material in a valuable material, and we are suggesting that you may not waste this material. It may be used, and so waste may be utilized. So waste may be converted to a wealth. Okay. So So thank you very much. I would like to express our deep sense of gratitude and thanks to our collaborators in IIT Durgapur, DIT Mesra, IIT Kharagpur, and Kolkata University and IIT Guwahati also. So these are our collaborators. They are working with us, and this is my research group. Amita is already awarded. She is from Zoology Department. Kamulesh is very shortly he will submit this thesis. Orgo is also very short span of time he will submit. Priyanka is also ready to submit. So these 3 scholars is ready to submit their thesis. Amita is already awarded, and Orgo is from Zoology Department on SKBU, that is Sidhu Kanu Birsa University, and Priyanka is from Bardhaman University's Environmental Science, and Anupam is from Microbiology Department. You see, my group is from chemistry, from geology, from environmental science, microbiology, and everywhere. The students is from their different fields. This is my student. He is already submitted his thesis in DIT Mesra. She is in Guwahati. Today.
बस हो गया.
And this fellow is from Zoology. He is also working under my guidance. He is also under my guidance. He is from geography. From geography.
नहीं वो ये एक सैटरडे को कॉन्फ्रेंस करवा.
Madam, please mute yourself.
Thank you very much.
Excellent presentation, sir. Really, we enjoy very much.
Okay.
I think participants have so many queries in mind and anyway to do something with the waste materials. So feel free to ask sir. He is really an energetic person and will be happy to interact with all of you.
Yeah. If you have any query or any question, you can raise. No problem.
Any question? In chat box, any question? Sir, I am.
Actually, I am presenting my material in such a way.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, this is Dr. Srinivas from Vellore, Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
You discussed about water hygienist.
Which one?
Water hygienist.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you tell about the components which are inside that water hygienist?
See, you can use the water hygiene in the different way, just like you can use the leaf part, or in shoot part, or in root part. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And main point is that the root biomass. If you use the root biomass, it has a tremendous ability to absorb the heavy metal. Okay. Now the question is that why it is absorbing?
Yes.
Because when you go to the molecular structure of that material, we are finding that cellulosic material is
working on water hygienist in terms of mathematical modeling.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Because of that water hygienist, water is polluting.
So what type of modeling you are using?
Ordinary differential equations, sir.
Ordinary differential equation. You are
Yes.
from which department?
Mathematics department, sir.
Yeah, mathematics department.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Yes.
very much. And I need your active help. You know that whatever we are generating the primary data in our laboratory by doing some experiment, isn't it?
Yes,
You
yes.
have to utilize that data and fit into your equation. Whatever the equation you are deriving, that you can fit this data in your equation. So
Yes,
that
sir.
you will get a wonderful result and a wonderful model.
So in this regard, we need your help, sir.
Yeah, no problem. I'm always ready.
Yes, sir.
I'm always. You just go through our university website, okay?
Yes, sir.
Environmental science, you can enter to the environmental science.
Yes, sir.
There is everything available, and you can interact. You can mail me, no problem. I
Yes.
want this because you know that this is our network. We
Yes.
have to make a strong network
Yes,
so that
sir.
our India will uplift. Isn't
Yes,
it?
sir. Yes, yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is also our motto, sir.
Yeah,
And you got a mathematics student, teacher here, not student, he is teacher.
yeah.
So thank you, Srinivas sir, again.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Srinivas sir,
Yes, sir.
I would like to convey one of the important message to you that
Yes,
our
sir.
university Professor Swati Mukhopadhyay, she is from mathematics department, okay?
Yes, sir.
She is also doing a wonderful modeling work, and
Okay.
she is also considered as a world 2% scientist. Recently,
Yes.
that list was published.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So Professor Swati Mukhopadhyay is also famous on that line.
Yes, sir. Yes.
He is also interested to do some work with me.
Okay, sir. Can we contact you, sir, in future?
Yes, definitely.
Can you give your details, sir? Your email ID is.
You go to the university website, Bardhaman
Yes.
University website,
Yes,
and
sir.
link it to the mathematics department, you will get to that hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any question then? Anybody have any question? Sir, I have one question. That what are you thinking about biomedical waste management?
Yeah, that's a real problem. You see, in the biomedical waste, we are basically there is some waste which is infectious waste. We are not going to that part, but we are really interested to do that. In biomedical waste, the majority, about 70 to 80% is a plastic waste. Okay. So right now we are using that, converting that plastic into a carbonaceous material, and that carbon is used to growth of plants. Within 1 or 2 months, that publication will come. We are trying to that plants needs organic carbon, isn't it? Soil fertility depends on organic carbon. So can we substitute that plastic material as a organic carbon? We are suggesting that. And we are getting an excellent result.
Thank you, sir, for doing your work, and we are eagerly waiting for the outcome. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Any more questions?
Any question then? Participants?
I have one question, sir.
Yes.
I have a query. How will you think about waste material of battery and hard copy of computers like that?
E-waste. You were telling about e-waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I am Dr. Pranita, Department of Chemistry, Vinova Bhave University, Hazaribagh.
Hazaribagh. Yes.
Yeah.
Jharkhand,
in Jharkhand.
Professor Sadhu is retired from Geology Department.
He was retired.
Yeah. I have a strong collaboration with the Professor Sadhu. And he knows very well me. Yeah.
I know very well.
Yeah, that's good. See, for your query, that is a waste battery, dry cell battery. We are synthesizing graphene from that. You see, that black, you see in the inside the battery, there is a black rod.
so much, sir, for kind information.
Yeah, yeah, what we are doing, and giving the message that nothing is waste.
Nothing is waste.
Even, I don't know, your mail, it may not be waste.
No.
You have to
Full of
cut down that
protein.
mail. It's not
Full of
waste.
protein.
Nothing is waste.
Nothing is waste. Yes, exactly.
Nothing is waste. All are well.
All are waste.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
now, if you are
one
interested-
question.
if you are interested to make some collaboration with me, so that we can do some work, no problem. You are from
Okay,
chemistry
okay,
department.
sir. Okay,
Yeah.
sir. We are interested. Our college will interested to make a webinar regarding this waste management, and we want to do something for the social welfare. Like that, some here and there different types of wastes are there, and the plant waste are also there. So we can make something for the for increasing our wealth and as well as welfare.
Okay, okay.
So
I'm
we
always with you, no problem.
okay. I have a lecture.
No,
Madam, please interact with sir after this webinar regarding your college.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
Fine.
I don't take too much time. You just make a phone call, okay? That's enough for me.
Sir is very friendly, very friendly.
You have said that cigarette butts just after spoiling water, and you can extract the mosquito repellent. So what is its longevity? How can we store it? How can you marketize it?
No,
It's a process you have said.
you see that whatever the extract we are getting from the cigarette butt, it
Yes.
is basically the nicotine extract, and you know
Yes.
that nicotine is a bioproduct.
Yes.
It's a byproduct because tobacco leaf can extract the tobacco leaf has a nicotine, and when we are extracting that, this may be useful in instant. Suppose you extract it and you are using it, may be in our laboratory we are using within a 15 days interval. We are getting a wonderful result. The efficacy is almost same, but we don't know if it is stored in a say
Another bottle.
say 1 year or 2 years, whether it can be degraded. But my logic tells me that it may be break down because it's a biomolecule. So no longer it can be effective, will not get a long time.
Okay. Thank you, sir. But mosquito repellent is very essential item, no? Present days, mosquito is.
So, Shukla madam,
Yes.
as the time is over, so for long discussion, we will take the question and answer from participants, and after that we will discuss letters with her. So now we need to discuss about the next program and even vote of thanks.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Dr. Saha, I will contact with you. No problem.
Okay.
So thank all of the participants and sir, you are very energetic, and your talk is very worthy to all of us. So thank you again, sir. So now this is the time for next program's announcement. So I would like to request Dr. Debobroto Das, our secretary of this webinar and coordinator also, to announce about next day's programs which are coming soon, about webinar and conference also. So Dr. Das.
Thank you, Pankaj madam. Thank you, sir, Navo sir, and all the participants present here. Actually, we are going to complete this series of lectures on phenomenon development and biodiversity within this December 2021, and after that, from February 2022, we will start the new series. So we will take 1 month for preparation, because all the research persons are not ready, because that time is particularly for examination, evaluations and research related activities in the new normal of COVID-19. So in the December we have the program, that 11 we already completed the program, and similarly Professor, Department of Zoology, St. Joseph College for Women, Alappuzha, that is Aleppi earlier one in Kerala, will deliver one lecture, Municipal Solid Waste Management. From this series ended new, and the last lecture, that is number 10 lecture. So within this, that is on 15th, 15 that is Wednesday, will complete the program. That is not in the Saturday. But on the 18th, we have another program on biodiversity, and this lecture on biodiversity, particularly number 10 lecture, and Dr. Sangeeta Das, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, from Bahuna College, Jorhat, Assam, will deliver lecture. Her presentation, Can Organic Farming Feed the World? So, these are the lectures. That is last lecture on 15th December 2021 under this series, Environment and Development in short form ended. And similarly on 18th Saturday, we have the lecture on biodiversity, last lecture, that is last lecture number 10 on series 2. Because 25th is the Borodin. So Christmas Day 25th, that's why there is no programs are there. We are going to arrange national level conference on biodiversity building and natural resource management. You know that date is 22nd and 23rd, Wednesday and Thursday. So all are in the e-platform in between 6:30 to 10:30. Within this, we have to manage actually 4 plus 4 expert lecture. All will deliver lecture. I think Novo sir also will deliver one lecture. All the research persons from different institutes like Genetics and Tree Breeding Research Institute, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, and from OSGC, Mumbai, and similarly Novo sir will deliver one lecture, and others from Vidyasagar University, one Department of Microbiology, and so on. So we have already 8 lectures for 2 days, that is 22nd and 23rd, 22nd 4 lectures and 23rd 4 lectures. And within this, we have to arrange that is technical session. All technical sessions having, I think, more or less 10 or 11 lectures, because these presentations will be on the mode of or virtual platform, and all the papers accepted for publication in the UGC Care 2 journal. I think within January 2022, we will be able to publish as a journal first, and book chapters also received from the participants, and we are able to publish the book in the first of the book chapter in the month of March 2022. So this is the program. So please stay with us, and for next program, for registration, go to the that is WhatsApp group as well as in the Telegram group, so that we can manage the program. Please stay with us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Das. Now, I would like to request our beloved Professor Bidyanath Jha, retired principal and professor of botany, LN Mithila University, Darbhanga, Bihar, for giving vote of thanks. Sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Very nice program. I think one of the best program of the series. Very thoughtful, very useful for everybody. Because today the title was Converting Waste to Wealth, organized by the Department of Botany, Largar College, Jhargram, and the Department of Botany, Seva Bharati Mahavidyalaya, Kapgari, Jhargram, and the NGO Dristikon organization. And the talker was, expert of the day was Dr. Nab Kumar Mandal, professor in the Department of Environmental Science, University of Bardhaman. The topic today was very timely. It's being discussed all the way from in our local areas, at national level, at international level. It is the talk of the day, and I think he has stressed upon the dictum that nothing is waste, just like no man is worth nothing, no plant is such that it has got no medicinal value. It is simply the person who intends to take something out of it. So similarly, nothing is waste. I think in these days, circular economy is being talked out, and he has provided a fine example of how you can utilize, give impetus to the circular economy, and we can take out whatever we can take out from what we call mistakenly as wealth, as West. So it is simply a case of mistaken identity. Simply mistaken identity. So these days, in the days of circular economy, he has pointed out the organic waste, biomedical wastes, and the wastes generated at a very colossal level during these days of COVID. He has, I think, left nothing, starting from the dealing with the plants like Parthenium. I think it's allergic, everywhere it is a menace, came to our country under PL480 scheme along with the wheat, and nobody likes it. But then he has talked of the presence of nanomaterial which can kill the mosquito. So how beautiful, the plant which is considered an enemy, so enemy's enemy is friend. So you can take biomolecules like this, nanomaterials like this, and we can turn it into a fruitful use. Then
at length he has discussed over the use of hair. I think lot of tonsured hair is deposited at the temples like Tirupati, and we heard that crores and crores of revenue is generated for the temple by selling the hair that is there as a tonsured hair during rituals and etc. etc. So he has provided a very fine example of how heavy metals can be absorbed through the use of hairs, and then several other examples he has cited. I think these days we have regulations by the pollution control boards for making how to restrain the use of these materials which are otherwise considered as waste. He has cited the examples of how chromium can be observed, and then arsenic can be dealt with through the use of Azadirachta directa indica. Then fluorosis can be contained with the use of several other plants, microbes, etc. He has cited the case of Ananda Mohan Chakrabarti, the monumental work done by him in dealing with the problem of oil spillage, oil pollution. So I think it was a brilliant lecture I have ever heard on this topic, environmentally very significant topic. He has cited the example of flowers. I think flowers which are a source of flavonoid, and again we offer flowers to our deities, and nothing should go waste. But even in that process, benign process, ritualistic process, the waste is generated, and a good use is made out of it by again producing the mosquito larvicidal items. So I think he has discussed the problem of arsenic problem. I think in Ganga Basin, I think our problem of arsenic has emerged in the recent decades on account of diminishing flow in the river. So we have arsenic everywhere. We have a problem of arsenic contamination in our drinking water, and we have the problem when the river Ganges and other rivers, they have lesser water, and that has led to the problem of arsenic coming out in the water. And so I think there is a problem of this waste disposal, the burning of parali, that is straw in the NCR capital region. So that is also a case of misplaced identity, and I think solutions are being found out, and turning it into biofuels, etc., etc. So these days, much of the concentrated efforts are being led upon utilization of the this wealth from West. So again, I would like to thank Professor Navkumar Mandal for his brilliant lecture. Once again, I thank him from the very core of my heart, and also on behalf of the organizers as well as on behalf of the audience. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Jha. Actually, Jha is come in this platform for delivering lecture, and now he is our regular participant and listener and advisor, and we respect him very much.
And one thing more I would like to add, ma'am, one thing more I like to add, Professor Jha, has already accumulated a lots of things. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
I would like to add a point. I have worked on makhana. That is my favorite plant on which I have worked. So the seed coat is simply burnt, used as fuel in making the pops. I think that seed coat, which is otherwise a waste material in the present sense. So I would like that something is taken out of that. A number of medicines have been derived, drugs have been derived from the seed coat, which is otherwise simply burnt as fuel in the pop making process. So I would like to seek your suggestion and take your help in taking something out of it, deriving something out of it.
I have to read something about that.
Okay, I will send you papers. My own papers as well as other papers.
Sir, myself Devabrata.
Yes, sir.
One leading member of our core committee, Dr. Maheshwari from the Department of Zoology, Ovinali Singham University. Madam is here. Madam, please say something regarding today's presentations of Navosar. Maheshwari, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excellent session, sir. So, sir has explained how to process the waste, and then it is essential for today. So everybody can follow that one, and then more research has to be undertaken to convert the waste into useful product. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
So thanks, Maheshwari madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, madam,
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
presenting this program. Actually, madam is very busy, but she also present in most of the programs, and now she is in collaborative work with us for doing so much webinars and conferences. And we want to do some collaborative work with our university also, and we are trying to do something with this university zoology department and botany department also. So thanks all to all of you, all participants, and Nav Kumar Mandal sir. Really, we are proud of you to present this program, and this waste to wealth. This is really a burning topic for today, and this is a problem. But you told us about so many ways for making wealth from this waste. So thank again all of you, and good night. Officially, I am ending this program. So good night all of you.
Professor Mandal. Yes, I would like to raise a point. Our Professor A.N. Kar Gupta, he joined as teacher in Ellen Mithila University when we were in MSc class, and he did his PhD from Bardhaman under Professor P. Sharma in algology. I think you know about it.
Yeah, from the botany department.
Botany department.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to add to bring to your knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of you.
Good night to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye.
Good night, sir.